What's good, y'all? All right, so check this out, right? On this channel, one of the things that I really want to do is to kind of share some of my old work, and kind of from the perspective of going back and like reviewing old videos that I've done. I've been a filmmaker for 15 years. Sounds crazy to say, I'm old as hell. But you know what I mean? I've done a lot of music videos. I've done a lot of short films, documentary, things that I had done earlier in my career that sometimes, as artists we cringe at now or whatever, but I'd love to go back from an educational standpoint and review some of this stuff and analyze what I could have done better. But before I start doing those kind of uploads, I really just wanted to share one of my first projects that I was really proud of. It was kind of like my breakout project as a director, and I co-directed it with Tasneem Nathari, formerly known as Hoodrat Feminist. At the time we were dating and we were experimenting with this idea of like doing a documentary around what was going on in our relationship. At that time we were having a lot of like trust issues and communication things, and I really didn't understand like how you don't trust me and I'm not giving you reasons not to trust me, And it's funny because she was trying to get through to me that she's not the only person who thinks like this. This is the way that so many young black girls think because of how they're introduced to love and sex. So we put out a casting call for a focus group to basically explore the concept of how are you introduced to love and sex. So we got all these different women who applied. I think we had over like 75 submissions, people who were a part of her following with her formerly known as Hoodrat Feminist. That was her brand. It was all about introducing core concepts of feminism, traditional feminism, to young black and brown girls from the hood, right? Because unfortunately, as we know, feminism was kind of created to, give access to white women, to equal counterparts of men, to create oppression, equal access to oppression. I'm not trying to get too political, but the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, it was a really impactful brand. It was a very impactful message that she was sharing, and people trusted her. So we got this focus group together, all these women, age around like 19 to 28, and that's how it started. And as they started to talk about their experiences, we started to notice something that was much bigger than our relationship. What we started to notice was that a lot of these girls were experiencing sex and having sex before ever talking to their parents about it. In fact, nobody was talking to their parents about sex. And what we started to realize is that the ways that people were introduced to love and sex will go on to inform their social expectations and experiences thereafter. So this became an entire feature-length documentary, co-directed by us, executive produced by her mom. Very small, like legitimate, scrappy documentary style thing, but so many people loved it. We've got endless messages. I'm talking about like hundreds of messages of people talking about how impactful it was. And I just wanted to share it with you guys because I think it's one of those things that is never too late to watch, and especially for young black and brown girls, it's just nice to see yourself represented through the experiences of so many others like yourself. And if not, hey, it's also nice to just be entertained by, I love documentaries. I know y'all love documentaries, you feel me? Here it is. Take the time. I appreciate you for watching, and let's talk about it in the comments. What type of experiences have you had and what you think?
Sit here and think, do females think like males? Like, do I just want to hit it and quit it? Yes, I do. Sometimes I don't want to sleep over your house and lay up with you. Boy, no, that's not what I want to do.
I want my own bed.
You feel me? Like, nah, I want to come over. You want to take one? Give it to me and I'm gone.
I read one time, right? I'm always the friend that says, I read one time. Just want to open that up for y'all. I should have said that before we started filming, but I read that women produce like some type of chemical when they have sex. So with that being said, just playing devil's advocate, because everybody's on the same page. With that being said, do you guys think that if you had sex with someone that you don't really have feelings for, do you still think that there could be some type of something that comes out of it from you?
So in me, I give off the fact that I give a fuck, but I don't. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I probably do that.
So women have this thing where we're like, oh, we love you, we care about you. Like I think that comes from having sex.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be with a certain person. It just means period. I don't think niggas really get anything from having sex with 10,000 girls, but we do. We're gonna be more nurturing, more loving. We're gonna be mothers maybe one day, or like someone's gonna look at us as a mother, or they're gonna come to us because we care. That comes from fucking. According to this article that I read. Article right now. No, seriously, I gotta find it.
Hi. Yes, good morning. I just have a quick announcement to make. I'm gonna just make this really short. This is my motherfucking body, so whatever I choose to do with it is my business. I'm the sole owner. So mind your business.
Today I have in the building with me the Hoodrat Feminist.
Hoodrat Feminist.
Today's guest, Hoodrat Feminist.
It's your fairy thought mother reporting to you live from my sick bed. Like, if you wanna fuck 20, 30 niggas and bitches, go ahead. Let that ho-ho. Me and my best friend would stay up all night just bonding over our ain't shit niggas. I'm ready to bond with my bitches over bankrolls and business ventures. But Black women aren't given enough space to talk about our pain. We aren't even given space to talk about our joy, so we have to be that for each other. I just knew her nigga was fine and dick was too bomb, but that was not my dick. We gotta be hitting niggas with the peanut all summer. Tell a nigga to hop off and you'll hit him when you want him. How you gonna let somebody else touch it and you don't touch it? Girl, go ahead and pet that pussy.
I really feel that Hoodrat Feminist is a space that's becoming a vestibule for Black women, young Black women who grew up in the hood, who don't have access to the bell hooks and the Audre Lordes.
People see it as just like, oh, this girl posting her titties. No, I know what's more behind it, and I had to go on the show to explain why.
I call myself a hood rat because I'm from East Orange, New Jersey, and I love my hood more than anything. And feminism, I was introduced to feminism when I got to college. I experienced so many things when I was younger that were normalized, and I didn't realize that they were traumatic experiences until I was introduced to feminism, and I realized that so many young girls around me were experiencing the same thing.
We end up at this apartment in the cut. I was like, yes, this is risky. I put myself in a potentially violent situation, an uncomfortable situation, because my self-esteem was in the basement. Self-love is a real uphill battle that you have to fight by yourself. And niggas love to have us insecure and crazy so they could be mediocre and still be in control. Is he going to please you? Is he going to feed you? Is he going to put gas in your motherfucking car? Don't go. Take care of yourself. You're number one.
For people who don't know me, I am Tasneem Nathari, aka Hoodrat Feminist. Hoodrat Feminist just started on Instagram. At the time, I was in a womanist Black feminist theater course, and I started to see my neighborhood through this new feminist lens, or this new academic lens, but I wanted to include the people in my neighborhood. So I started this online platform where I would make videos, and the common denominator was like where I lived and the experiences that were happening around me that were so different from other people who were at this PWI, this expensive ass institution. I think that people in my neighborhood are much more knowledgeable than people like to give them credit for. We may not have the same language that they have, but I was learning so much stuff, and I was like, wait, my grandmother used to say something like that, and she may not put the word intersectionality on it, but if we talk about being Black and being a woman, that's all they taught me about. And so I understand how to fit in a lot of different places. And so when I started making these videos on Instagram, I was like, yo, I know that if I put it this way, I was able to get people to listen to me faster, because I was known as somebody who was in college. I was known as somebody who was like studying. So I was making people listen to me, and I was putting it like right in their faces.
I will be doing the first Hoodrat Feminist film this summer. Summer 17 is going down, and I need you. We'll be discussing how Black women are introduced to love and sex. So if you identify as a Black woman, hit me in the DM with a little bit about why you feel like you'll be a good addition to the conversation.
I just wanted to start this conversation. From Hoodrat Feminist to Mommy Never Told Me, I said, yo, it isn't okay that all of these women can relate to what I'm saying. It isn't okay that this is a normal thing. And we're bonding over trauma. And I just thought that it would be better to bond over healing. My mother went through a lot of these things, and it took me being in the situations for my mother to reveal that she was once in the same situations rather than talking to me beforehand. I really want to say that so many of the stories were so important, and of course we couldn't use everyone, and we wanted to have different perspectives, but we have food, and these women did not know each other before some of them knew each other, but most of them did not know each other, and they clicked like they knew each other. They were sitting outside on my porch as we were getting ready to film, and they were just talking to each other, and I rarely see that in our age group because we're so used to, being on our phones, passing time, but they weren't on their phones, they were just talking to each other, so I already felt that the day was going to start off positively.
So I want to start with sex. I think that, the conversation we were having on the porch is kind of like continuing that. I want that same kind of energy. Everybody feel free to talk. I want to start with like, how were you introduced to sex? Talk about your virginity. When you lost your virginity, did you make that decision solely yourself? Do you feel like that decision was your own? Were you happy about the decision after you made it?
Well.
Sex expert. You did say.
I am trying to learn more about this topic, but I feel like I am very well versed in quite a few things. So I am very, very, very Christian. My family is very strict. You see my tattoos and my vibes and everything. This is not at all how anybody around me taught me how to be. So in every sense of the word, I was sheltered from anything that had to do with sex. So when I first was introduced to it, it was a curiosity of such proportions that's probably why I'm like so freaking good at whatever the freak I do. But I'm bisexual. I like women and men, so we'll just put that there as well. But I really was just raised to not show anything, not want to be sexual at all. I feel like if my parents expressed it to me even a little bit, slightly, I wouldn't have hit the ground the way I did. I feel like they tried to keep everything away from me, so I went looking for it. I went looking for every single thing that they did not want me to find, and then I found it, and I enjoyed it, and I perfected it. And I'm like, wow. Like, you feel me? Like, it's just like, I'm sorry that y'all should have probably told me. Maybe I wouldn't be, I don't know. I'd probably still be big.
So my sexual experience is very interesting because I lost my virginity at age 14. So I'm 23. I lost it at 14. I had a boyfriend we were dating for 9 months before we did it. So I went from charter school to public school, and I was a little stick. Then I don't know what happened. Maybe I fell in love with 6-piece hot wings and fries, but these hips came out of nowhere. And my mother was like, Are you fucking? Like, what is going on? And I'm like, no, I'm eating. Eating a lot, actually. You should probably stop me, but no one's stopping me. And my mom and dad were together. So he would see me, and then he would argue with my mom, like, why is she looking like this? Where is she getting all these hips from? What's going on? What's going on with her hormones? Is she fucking? And I'm like, now I'm interested to know why would that happen. So my mom was always like, never want to talk about it. She was like, even to this day, she'll be like, don't talk about it. You're my baby, no. So where did I go? My ratchet ass cousins in the South Water North. So educate me, please. Tell me, what do I need to know? They're like, all right, well, you need to do this. Giving me all the steps to learn how to pop pussy on a handstand and shit. I don't know what to do. I'm like, what? What? You need me to do what? Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. So in the summer, my mom wasn't home, and he came over, and it was not great. It was like, what? Like, ate me out. I was like, what? What's going on? And then we did it, and I was just like, ow, I don't think I want to do this anymore. So we didn't have sex after that for a while. And then I was like, I want to do it again, but me being my perfectionist Virgo, so I needed to be what I expected to be. So we went from having sex all throughout my house. Sorry, Mom, you're gonna see this later. And having sex outside, at the beach, the park, mall bathroom. I was just trying to like, maybe it'd be fun if I do it there or do it there. And I felt like it was just like, because I had so much highest expectations, I never reached them. Mm-hmm. So then I started having sex with girls. I started having sex with other guys, and I feel like with sex, like the way that I learned about it, it was just like I was kind of alone and trying to understand it. And maybe if I might have been like taught maybe by my mom or my grandma, I wouldn't be always thinking about it. Or maybe I would, because sex is great, actually. Sex is great. Like, sex is actually fucking great.
Yeah. But they tried to keep us away from sex so that we don't get into it.
And then like they
that's what
you.
they're told, you feel me? They're told that they don't talk to us about it,
right?
So that we it doesn't spark our curiosity. But I feel like,
but how?
When you tell somebody don't touch that,
I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna try to.
I want to know why I can't touch it.
How they can touch it with something else,
right?
You feel me? It's gonna happen. So in that aspect, I've had the women in my life try to keep that away, and I'd be like, I wish you would have just said something. I wouldn't have.
Like if my mom would have been like, you're not gonna like it the first time, I would have waited longer.
Right, seriously.
Right. But my cousins who are well experienced are like, oh girl, it's gonna be great. Yeah, that's because you fucking with fucking Ray who look good as hell. He a fucking grown ass nigga. He got all these muscles, and I got this skinny ass 14-year-old trying to have sex with me. Like, yeah. If I was getting piped up by something like that, maybe it would have been great. But I wasn't. Okay.
So mine was actually a little different. I wasn't really sheltered from sex. Like, I lived in Jamaica for the first 7 years of my life, so it's kind of just in the culture. Like, it's everywhere. And I've seen like my aunt have sex, my grandma. I've never actually seen my mom, thank God.
Your grandma?
You can't just skate over that. You can't skate over that grandma.
In the house. So me, I'm a curious person, so I'm hearing things like I'm gonna go look to see what it is. Like, even thinking about it now, I still have the image in my head. Like, even when I actually moved to the U.S. to live with my dad, like, I remember one night just waking up, just hearing sounds, and like he was doing his thing. So it was always something that I knew, I just didn't understand it. And we never really spoke about it. Like, till this day, I never actually had like that sex talk with my dad, never had it with my mom. And I kind of just had to learn about what sex was, like doing it myself, or like I had my little friends, we would talk about it. So 8th grade came around, and I had this little school boyfriend. Like, it was just in school, we were talking stuff, and he's telling me like, oh yeah, like I already lost my virginity, blah blah blah, like don't worry, like I'm not gonna pressure you, but just know I already lost it. So I'm like, okay, well,
but I'm
cool.
gonna pressure you.
Right, like,
but no, he actually didn't. Like, 8th grade ended, and then we broke up over the dumbest thing. Literally, he was like, it's over, and I was like, okay, well, whatever. And then during that summer, I started working in Harlem with my aunt, and I met this guy that I had like a huge crush on. I thought he was the greatest thing I ever saw. And I remember he told me he was 17. Turns out he was actually 18, and I was 13 at the time. So he's like talking to me like, oh my God, like you're so cute, like telling me all these things like that sound good to me. And then he started talking to me about sex. He's like, oh, have you ever done this? Have you ever done that? So I'm like, well, no, but I want to. Like, no, but we could try. So one day he took me to, I think it was his aunt's apartment. Yeah, he took me there, but we didn't even go in her apartment. Like, he took me to the bathroom, and I was just like, okay, well, is this how it goes down? Like, I didn't know what to expect. So I was just like, all right, well, whatever. So we're in the bathroom, and he's there just like, he literally had to tell me like, oh, do this, do that, because I didn't know what to do. Like, it's always been around me, but I didn't understand it. So that happened. And then I remember after I left and I was coming back to Jersey to come home, it was just like, well, that was it. Like, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't have that whole like, oh, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be super romantic. I didn't have like any expectations or anything like that. But afterwards, it was just like, oh, well, I guess that was it. And I ended up not having sex again for a year after that, just because it wasn't anything to me. Like, I wasn't excited to try it again. Nothing like that. And I never spoke to the guy after that, but I don't think I regret it, just because I don't think I regret it. Maybe now I would have like waited till I really understood what it was, really actually wanted to do it. Oh, because I skipped this part also. The main reason why I ended up doing it was because I knew I was going into high school. And at the time I was watching like a lot of Degrassi. Like I had friends.
Whatever it takes. I think I was traumatized with sex. When I was a kid, I told you guys outside that I had a lot of brothers. I had 5 brothers. And I think, you know, they were always very nurturing. Like my brothers were always, I'm the youngest, so they were always nurturing. And I think because I had them around me, I didn't need men in my space, right? I had my brothers, my dad was home, my mom and my dad was together for like 35 years or something like that. And I think that was an advantage to me. But, you know, my older cousin, she watched me sometimes and she had niggas over and stuff was going down. Because she was like 18, so she was doing shit. And I heard one time she was watching me and I heard like screaming sounds in the room. And I was like petrified. I'm like banging on the door. Like I'm thinking that he's like killing her or something. Like now I know he was. At the time, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like I'm banging on the door, like trying to get in. And then when they were done, he came out and he like relaxed, like told me to relax. And she was like on the bed, and I was like traumatized. I felt like I'm never doing that. Like she was having sex, like ew, like what was she doing? Like that's how my mom. She never really was like, this is what sex is. You know, I think well, that's what you. I can agree with you too on that. My mom, she wasn't really religious, but she wasn't really like, sit down, let's talk about sex, you know? And I didn't know what sex was, but I felt like with movies and TV and the stuff that I was hearing and the stuff that I seen going on, I kind of just had to put 2 and 2 together. But from that experience where I was so traumatized by her in there with him, and like when I just walked in, it was kind of like somebody told me Santa Claus died or something. Like I looked up to her so much, and when I saw that she was like, jumping off with this nigga, it kind of made me like, I would never do that, you know? So I lost my virginity when I was 19. And it was to my best friend. Like me and him were like, we worked together and I saw him every single day. He had a girlfriend, a little dirty, dusty ass, had a girlfriend. But me and him was like best friends. And when I did lose my virginity, I remember feeling like, yo, I lost my virginity to somebody and I don't regret it. I never felt like, ew, like I can't believe, like I always am happy that I lost my virginity to him. And I'm happy that I and it's not even about waiting, because I feel like when it's time, it's time. Like just growing up and seeing everything that I saw, I wanted it to be special. And I didn't want to have to explain to people like, oh, I just did it because everybody was doing it. You know, so that's kind of my little story.
Oh. I'll go. Okay, so you gotta. I'll go.
Oh.
Like you gotta go. No. Okay. So, like May said, I'm a Hoodrat, and I was a real Hoodrat when I was younger, because I started going to public school. I was introduced to like a couple people, and we'd be outside, like hanging around. Like long story short, like I used to always like get into stuff. But I never wanted to go all the way. Like I was like scared. I was like nervous. It just never even occurred to me. It's like, well, we just gonna like touch and then that's it. Like I'm gonna go home. Like mom business. I lost my virginity when I was 16. I want to say it was junior year summer. So I was about to be a senior that September, and I lost it to this boy that I have been talking to for like 5-6 years. Like we just been like good friends, like on and off, and we would flirt, but like we knew each other for so long. Like he like built up my self-esteem. I don't know if he knows that, but like him always telling me like, oh, you're so pretty, oh, don't worry about this, don't worry about that. Like he built up my self-esteem. Not to say that he didn't like hurt me in the process, because it was the type of relationship that was like,
we're on and off, but we're not really a thing. But you can still like. I remember when I found out he had a girlfriend. I had my little heart broke that night. I remember I was sitting in front of my mom getting my hair braided, and she didn't understand why I just like shut down from the conversation. So we like took a break, and I went outside on the balcony and called him. Was like, why would you do this to me? Like da 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 da. And I was more so mad because like, why you ain't say nothing? Like, you could have just shot me a little text or something. Like, you didn't even have to do all this. He's like, oh, no, I'm sorry, da-da-da-da-da. But even to this day, I'm glad that he was the person I lost it with, because I could still talk to him, like, and explain to him, like, how I was feeling or why I feel the way I felt now. I was right at home, same home I live now, right in my room, being grown. And even, like, my mom, she would always be like, oh, when you want to have sex, come and tell me. I didn't never tell her.
No, play moms.
I don't know.
Why would I do
I
that?
don't know why I didn't tell her, because she's so open to talk about it. I don't know. I guess I'm just like nervous. Like, I'm about to be 20 years old and I still have not sat down and told her. And I'm like, at this point, I hope she just knows. Like, I hope she just knows, and I don't have to talk about it. I'm like, if she don't ask, I'm not gonna say nothing. I don't know why. I feel, because I feel like she's gonna act. No, this is why I don't talk to her about it, because I do have a lot of male friends and they always come over. I do have a lot of friends. I don't want her to think that every time I came over, that's what I was doing.
Right. Like that.
Granted, sometimes I was, but every time I wasn't, and I don't want her to think that when I'm with a friend, like that's what I'm really doing. I'm like, no, we're really just chilling. Like, maybe I'll tell her. I don't know.
I never told my mom, honestly.
I
I never
just
told her. I
figure
feel
it
like, girl, you know.
We moved to East Orange when I was in the 8th grade, and nothing was on my mind but boys. Because for the first time in my entire life, when I was a kid, I wasn't worried about boys. I just wanted to play, I wanted to sing, I wanted to dance. But when I got to the 8th grade, boys were finally giving me attention. They were telling me I was pretty. I was like having all these offers of boys who wanted to be my boyfriend. And I was in the 8th grade, so like I felt like I was old enough to date. I had all these little boyfriends, and a lot of my experiences, I didn't realize they related to other women so much until I started sharing the experiences. I used to park my car right there. It's funny because if you late, you gotta go around there. Well, I had a boyfriend named Zay. He used to pick me up from my house at 8 o'clock. School started at 8 o'clock, so we wouldn't get here till like 8:07. I used to come late to school every day because they was threatening me with I wouldn't be able to graduate if I kept coming late to school. But that still didn't stop me. I still was late. Because they couldn't not graduate somebody with a 3.6 GPA. Like, I rarely walked. Yeah, I had like a little husband, like he'd pick me up. I would bring him lunch to school, and all the lunch ladies loved me because it was so like old school of a girl to be making lunch for her boyfriend. But like, you know, if I was gonna make myself a buffalo chicken sandwich, that's what I used to like to eat, buffalo chicken sandwich. I would make him one that would pack chips and grapes and shit. And then the following week I got fat as fuck because he started buying me food every single day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
So what happened? 'Cause you got all these stories like shit was just terrible and like dudes that treated you shitty.
No, we had like one of the best relationships I had before the one I'm in currently. He was like super duper in love with me. Like, I could do no wrong. I was like the queen of his life. And I just like, I don't know, like I always thought that he was gonna break up with me. So I was like super mean to him. But I would manipulate him. So like, I would be super nice to him. Like, oh, I love you, making him lunch and stuff. And then I would do something evil. So he knew not to get used to me or take advantage of me. Like, I would like text other niggas. Cause I don't know, I just needed the attention from everywhere because I was like so low. I had such low self-esteem because of like high school. Like being in this school, like high school was hell. I couldn't talk to my mother about everything I was going through with my first love. She didn't know I was having sex. There was a lot of things that she didn't know. But Miss Nisi is my best friend Byron's mom. And growing up, I used to spend so much time at her house. Her and I began to develop a relationship. And she would see what I was going through because I wasn't telling nobody, but she would see. I would be crying, he cheated on me, he da 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 da. So she put me up on game because her son loved me so much. And she began to love me because her son loved me. And she was just telling me all about like what I was going through, how I wasn't alone, and how she was telling me stories from her own childhood and putting me up on game that nobody else was talking to me about. So I wanted to talk to her because she just recently had a baby at 46 years old.
Relationship, you're like, all right, I learned not to do this,
Yep.
this. So I'm gonna treat you just like this.
Just like that.
Because these other men or these other whoever I was dating taught me that.
Taught me. And Kate Lajifa was a big cheater. He was a big cheater, but I remember he was 14, I was 16. We fell completely in love. How I knew I loved him, I couldn't think, sleep, or do anything without him. My mother wanted me to come and I was always listening to her, but this time I disobeyed her and kind of argued with her. And it was so funny. I argued with her and went off and said, I ain't listening to you. And she stopped back and laughed. It was like, wow, you love him. You in love? Like she felt it because she had done been through it, but she knew because I'd never raised my voice at her or got funky with her. I wouldn't do that. I'm very, very respectful. She knew at that moment, and I was like, I don't love him. She said, yes, you do, because you done came out your face. And I was like, wow, maybe, it's funny because you don't really know what love feel like. Love is when you feel like you can't eat, when you totally full, and you can't swallow when you hurt. It's the matter of fact, it's a pain. Love is when you hurt from love, it's worse than somebody passing away. At least passing away is final. That love hurt is the most painful thing in the world. That's how I knew I loved him, but he was such a cheater. Oh my goodness.
Did you have a conversation with your mother about sex before you had sex? Or?
Absolutely not. Never.
Why do you think that was?
Well, to be honest, I didn't care for my mother. We had a close relationship as I got older. I was raised by my grandparents, and my mother's a single mom, and I had to watch my brother all the time, and I felt there was favoritism, there, so we didn't have that. And people would never believe because I love Wanda to death, but no, our relationship wasn't good. I wouldn't have talked to her. I would have spoke to somebody else. Oh, I hurt her finger. Okay. Just hurt her finger. Mommy's baby. So yeah, we didn't really talk about that. We didn't talk about that at all. The first time I was introduced to love was with Logi's father. And that was amazing. And it wasn't even a sex thing. I just totally just fell in love with him. By himself. I was 16, it was my 16th birthday. And he kind of chased me. And I just really, that was the first time I used to love. And I just loved him just to death. I did. And it didn't have nothing really, it just was him. It was him, it was the way he loved me. I tend to love people who I know really love me a lot. That can be where I think I don't have insecurity. I think that's the insecurity. And probably so because when I got about 13 or 14, that's when I started picking up weight. I started to be a chubby little girl then. And my uncle told me, he said, you don't want to grow up be chubby, you better lose that weight because men use fat girls. That was his exact words. I would never forget that. And that stayed in my head. To be honest, that stayed in my head. I probably missed up a lot of boyfriends. If I could be with a boy who probably really adore me, but let them ask me for $1 or 50 cents. Oh, you ain't using me. I had my guard up. I probably could have had men that was probably, I don't even know what you would consider your equal. Maybe, had a little bit more established, but I always thought that if they was, why would they could get somebody else? You know what I'm saying? I felt like if I was in a better position, I would be idolized more. And that's my comfort zone.
I had a boyfriend before there. His name was, I don't care, I don't give a fuck. His name was, I don't care.
We're going to block it out anyway.
And we went together for 2 years. So he had told me in the 10th grade that he wasn't going to Tyson no more. And then all of a sudden I saw him on the first day of school at Tyson. He was a liar. I just needed to establish that he's a liar. By mid-10th grade, I heard that he was fucking with this girl who I know, who used to be friends with me. She used to come to my house and everything. So he started dating her or whatever. So eventually I became his side chick. In order to win him back, I used to do whatever he wanted me to do. So he texted me where you at? And I was like, I'm about to go to class. And he was like, nah, come to the PA side by the band closet. So I was like, okay. I was like, all right, I'm about to come. So I dipped off from my friends. Like, I just snuck off after lunch and went over. And he was in the band closet. I never did, like, no. I thought that was, like, thought shit. Like, but he, like, I don't know. I was so in love with him and I just wanted him back. So I ended up, like, bucking him in the band closet in this school. And I feel like that was, like, the lowest point of my life. Because, like, anything could have happened. Like, anybody could have walked in. Like, I could have got expelled. I didn't care.
My first love was some corny, wannabe, gang-banging ass nigga who couldn't get his nose in my pussy now. But when I was 13, I loved the ground he walked on, and his word was the law. Like, I never felt like I had a big forehead. I never thought my feet were big because I always had fly shoes. I thought my butt was cool until he told me otherwise. And then I realized that niggas love to have us insecure and crazy so they could be mediocre and still be in control. A slick talking nigga will really have you feeling like being a bad bitch is solely physical when that's a mental game. It's like self-love is a real uphill battle that you have to fight by yourself. Because I used to look for validation in my lovers and I realized that I was not going to find it.
I don't want to be with somebody who I think can give or take me, to be honest. I want to be felt like I'm the best thing since bread and butter to them. Every man that I've been with, each one that I had a relationship with, absolutely chased me, and I honestly I don't know why. I guess that pretty much it really does start from home. Like I said, my grandparents raised me. My mother had me as a young person, so her father, which is my grandfather, raised me, and he idolized me. So that's in my head. That to me, that's the only way to be loved. When somebody really, I like a man to know that I like to know a man love me to death. That's the only type of way. And it really doesn't care about their status or whatever else. And I know people, you got to get a man with money or got a good job or whatever like that. I got a good job. I got money. I mean, I know what I like and what I love. And I want somebody who truly love me and put me on a pedestal. And I don't want nobody to feel they can give or take me.
Do you think that guard ended up helping or hurting you when you look back at it now?
I think it hurted me because it limited myself. I was always tiptoeing and so nervous that somebody was always out to use me or do something. And it probably wasn't even the case. Men will use anybody who's insecure and will allow themselves to be used. It's more so they go for the overweight women because most overweight women are more insecure than others. But that's something that a man it's more of an insecurity thing and rather a weight thing. And I learned that later on in life and said, wow, I probably really messed myself up having that fear for all those years, that was given to me.
When Destiny comes to me,
yes,
and says she wants to have sex, or she says she's in love, what will that moment be for you, and how will you talk to her?
Oh my goodness. Oh boy.
It's hard to think about because she's so little.
Just a girl. I'm so glad I don't got no girls got to go through that conversation. That's gonna be so scary. One of the first questions, I'm like, who wants to do this? Do you want to do this? Or is somebody making you do it? Or are you doing it for him? Are you doing it because you love him and you curious and you just got those feelings? Or are you doing this because he wants to do it? That's my first question. If she can answer it, I'm like, and be honest. I'm like, be honest with me. Well, he really, it depends on her response. If her response is anything like, well, he really want to do it and he been asking me, and then I'm gonna say, you ain't ready. I want her to say, I love him. I love him, and I'm so curious. And when he touched me, I get a response like that, then I would have to take it another way. Then I would have to actually sit down and explain to her, what to do, what not to do, what to look for, protecting herself, and let her know, prepare yourself that this may not be, what you think it's going to be. It's a potential that can be all he wants. He may leave you after, as a conquest. So I don't know. I can't even look at her and even think about that. But that would be my first question to her. Why do you want to do this? Is it truly for you because you want to do it, or are you doing it for him?
We're talking about like relationships with our mothers.
Oh yeah,
it is a good time to talk about like how you were introduced to love, like in relationships with your parents. Did you see were your parents together? Did you see your parents in love? Were they affectionate?
Yeah, my parents are still together. I'm blessed to say that my parents aren't divorced, and I'm one of 5, and all of them are from my mother and my father, and that's something that I can say just being an open individual. A lot of people don't have at all. They have a lot of half siblings. I can just say that in knowing sex now, I see how we were created, and I just be like, y'all nasty, yo. Y'all had us back to back. Yo, my sister's 91, I'm 92, my brother's 93, 95, 97. Y'all didn't take no breaks, yo.
Why you mad?
Wasn't they expensive back then? Like, y'all tripping. I love all my siblings, but y'all really was like on it. Like, come on, y'all. Like, my father a Q dog. I'd be like, ooh, Omega Sci-Fi, stay away. I won't touch y'all, none of that. Because if y'all give me 5 in a row, I'm bust. I'm a bravo. I can't do it, but they beautiful together, you feel me? Someone else can share. I'm not going to. Because I will talk about
I've had a similar background. Like, my family, like my whole family is Muslim. We grew up in Islam. But like the Islam in Gambia is like intertwined with like culture and religion. And culture oftentimes like supersedes religion. So whatever we did in the culture is kind of what went by, like what went over religion oftentimes. And like I wasn't taught about sex. Sex was a taboo. Like my parents had an arranged marriage. Like a lot of my uncles and aunts had an arranged marriage. And we just knew at a very young age that we don't talk about sex. Sex necessarily doesn't exist until you get married and then you have to have sex. But even then, like we just don't talk about it. So for me, like I'm an incest survivor. So I was between the ages of 7 to 9, and I knew at a very young age I really didn't like myself, and I hated myself for a very long time before I came into recovery because I'm a recovering alcoholic. So, like, I was introduced through sex, through, like, people that I hung out with, like, the older crowd. So, like, 10 to 13, I was, like, experimenting sexually with boys and girls. And I remember even coming out at 13 to, like, my 3 closest childhood friends that I was bisexual. And, like, I don't remember what they said, but I remember the responses I felt. And, like, they just all stepped away. And that kind of really just, like, I knew that I should go back in the closet because it's much safer there for me. So internalized homophobia was there. And like I lost my virginity at like 17. I was like a senior at the time. So I really like, I tried to wait as long as I could, but like, it was just like, okay, it's kind of that time where I'd be an individual. So I like lost my virginity like Christmas Eve. And then it was just like, I just felt so uncomfortable, and it just like wasn't as great as I thought it was gonna be. And it was just like, I don't even know if it was like my decision solely or like I was like, okay, this is kind of like the peer pressure where you kind of have to feel like you have to belong and do something. Mm-hmm. So like after that, I didn't really have sex after that for a while until I came into college. And I just chose really toxic people to love because I just had this philosophy where like, if I love broken people, they will in return love me back. And one of the ways I could do that was through sex. So even though the relationship was toxic, he was emotionally abusive, he didn't know how to be vulnerable, the best relationship or connection we had was sex. So that's how we knew how to communicate with each other. Because I also was I didn't know how to, my parents never taught me how to like express your emotions and tell people how you're feeling or to ask what your needs are. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what I did until like I came into recovery and learned like, okay, I need to ask for what I need. I need to be honest and let people know where I'm at. And if I need to save my life, in order to save my life, I have to be honest or I'm not going to make it, you know? So, yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that was real question.
I appreciate it. I just found out that, like, my mom was, like, my dad's, like, first whatever. Like, they were just a thing. Like, she was the first woman, like, that because he has a lot of kids. Okay, so my dad has a lot of kids. Like, he has, like, so many. He passed away when I was freshman in high school or whatever, and I don't know, and the fact that like he passed away, I feel like that fucked me up when I lost my virginity because I lost it to someone that It was just like a random person. I was just like, oh, let me just like fuck some nigga that like I won't get attached to. So I had sex with this like producer who's like mad fucking schemy. Cause he said that he was like 25, but he's probably like fucking old, but he looks fucking young.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, we lost. Like I lost it. Like I don't regret it, but I'm also like, you're fucking gross. Right. Lying to people. Right. I feel like I just don't want to get attached because I already lost somebody that I was attached to. Like, who am I gonna get attached to now?
So do you think that works? Do you think that you can have sex with someone and not be attached to them?
Yeah, I mean, I had sex with. I lost my virginity with that guy. I don't. You know, say whatever. Okay. Yeah, and I had sex with him again, like after not so many, like probably like twice after that.
Did you really want to, or you just felt like it was time?
I don't know how that happened. It just happened. No, well, no. I hate when people say that actually, but because it's like how you slip on a dick. It's just like
I feel like I can have sex with someone and not care after a while, but I do think that I get attached. I know myself, and if I have sex with you, I'm probably gonna get attached. Probably.
So could you? Like spontaneously.
I could be spontaneous.
You know, somebody from somewhere you've always wanted to
I
go.
never did that though.
But I'm saying, like, can you envision it and just be like, okay, we're getting on our flights and I may never see you again. Like, go to Dubai and I'm like back to Florida or something. Like, you feel me? Like,
I can probably do that because I can probably do anything. But I do think that I will still be on the plane like, damn, right, like you ain't gonna ever see me again. Like, can I at least snap you? Like something? Like that's it? I'm never gonna see you again. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll put it on my bucket list.
I feel like if I fuck you, like I have to at least give a fuck about you just a little bit.
A
Just
little
because, like, you know, I
bit.
can't just be fucking somebody that I just really don't care about. It's like, because that means I could just fuck a random stranger like that. Like, and I really can't. Like, I need to at least know you, like your last name, please. Like, don't make me feel like I'm just picking them up. So, I mean, I feel like I care about you, but not that serious. Like, you're talking to all these hoes. All right, I don't care. Like, when I call you, you just need to be available to come here and then get the fuck out after, so then I can be by myself.
I think that, like, with me, especially when I have sex with somebody, I start to care about them just for the simple fact, like, oh, well, how are you today? Like, what happened with you today? Like, did you eat today? Like, are you okay? Like, and I think that's just my personality altogether because, like, say I want to continue this relationship, I want you to be all right, to be all right for me. Like, I want us both to be healthy and be all right. Like,
so let's talk about love. Because you want somebody to be healthy and all right. Like,
that's love.
Do you love them? That feels like love.
I don't know if it's love. I think it's just like it may or may not be, but then I feel like I'm naturally just like nurturing. Like I'm that mother friend. Like we go on the trip, I got the bag with the wet naps and the sanitizer and like all the stuff. So I feel like it's naturally just like, are you okay? Like are you like I don't ever want to be around somebody who's not okay because I feel like you're gonna rub off on me. And I just want to make sure you're good. So whatever we do, like, it'll be great. Like, I don't know if it's necessarily love. I think I'm just so caring, which might be why people think that I care if, like, we have sex and never talk again. No.
This is not you loved for the first time. How did you know that you were in love? What did it feel like?
It just felt like, I don't know. It was just all over the place. Like, I could talk to a whole bunch of different people, but I know I only wanted to talk to him. And I think I knew I was in love when I actually got my heart broke. Like, I felt it, like, crack. Like, that's when I really know. Like, dang, I must have really loved this boy because he really just hurt me. Like, that was serious. I don't know necessarily. And, like, even now to this day, like, I have love for him, but I remember a moment of me really, like, being, like, in love with him. Like, only wanted to talk to him, only wanted to text him. Like, always wanted to know what he was doing, if he was all right. And a lot of times I'd be mad at him for it because I was like, you have me here, like, trying to give you my all, and you just, like, not, like, what's going on with you? Mind you, he was older than me. Like, I'm about to be 20, and I think he turned 24 in February. So when I was, like, younger, when I was, like, 16, he was already, like, 20. So I'm like, how are you not this ready? And you're grown.
Wait, was he a Pisces?
No, his birthday's I don't know, he might be. His birthday's February 18th.
Okay.
Aquarius. That's my little sister's birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
God bless her.
Have you ever been in love?
So I was just about to tell y'all. Love and sex kind of go like hand in hand with me because I use sex to find love for a long, very, very long time. I get a little emotional about it just because I haven't completely gotten over it, but
Somebody give Sissy
Mosaic, give her tissue, please.
Baby, oh, we got you. I'll wipe your teeth for you too. Shit.
Because I'm about to cry too.
It's okay, sis. Don't cry. It'll be okay.
Oh, mama.
Okay, sis. We're gonna get through this tape.
You okay?
you're beautiful queen.
Yeah.
You're beautiful. So, yeah, like my mom, we ain't never really, she talked to me about sex when I got in about, I guess when she started noticing I had breasts, but it was more so like, don't do it. Like, she didn't say why or what I should do or to come, well, she said come to her, but I was kind of scared of my mother. So before I knew about sex, I was introduced to sex through my older cousin when I was in about 3rd grade. I would go visit my father. He would work overnight, and my cousin watched me and my other little cousin, and he would come in there and just, I didn't get raped, but he molested me. And he would use himself to come. Oh, like it was bad, and I was confused about a lot of things because I'm like, okay, I don't know. First of all, I don't know what this stuff is that's coming on me, but it's there, and it's my cousin, and he was mean. Like he was abusive too. So, and he would tell me not to say anything. You know, don't tell your father because it'll get worse, or don't tell your mother, it'll get worse. And I was scared of him, so I just begged my father, please, Daddy, just let me go with you, right? Take me with you, please. He don't want to take me, so I dealt with that for the whole summer, and then I never went back, but I never said anything. And I feel like his words just followed me forever. Like I didn't officially lose my virginity until I was 14, a couple of months before my birthday. He was 19, and I felt like I can keep a relationship through sex, and I could keep a man through sex. And even though I didn't want to do it because I wasn't really comfortable with it, I felt like that was the only way to keep them. And then when they leave, it's like, okay, I need to do this again now. Now I gotta have sex again. It's like, oh my God, I'm back to square one. And I did that for about 5 or 6 boyfriends, and then when they broke up in between, I was trying to find somebody and it wasn't working. So I feel like if my mom would have talked to me about it, because of course you see it on TV, you see it in the movies, they tell you to close your eyes, but why? If that's ultimately how I got here anyway, so why are you so afraid to talk to me about this? You know, that's how I feel now. Like, you're interested, you see I'm good, okay, we need to talk now. You need to know what's going on, just in case something happens or you're interested or whatever. Like everybody is so scared to talk about sex, and what happens and things like that happen, and girls are scared to talk about it, and they don't, you know, they just go out here looking for love in the wrong ways. Yeah. You know? So
I jump in as a mom.
Sure.
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
There's no guidebook to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like all of you, my mother never really spoke about it. She handed me a book. You know what I'm saying? Like, so she didn't know how to talk to me either. So I think that although we're supposed to be your models, right? You know, your examples, we don't always know either. Because parenting is kind of like you do it and you just keep moving as you go along. You kind of learn something new, and you may say like, oh, okay, you know, I didn't know that then, so my bad, I apologize, and I'm gonna try to do better. But you don't have a guide, and so I'm so sorry that, you know, you haven't had a conversation like this with your mother, but she may not know what to say either. So I'm only saying that just to, first of all, give yourself the benefit of the doubt, but also maybe give your mom the benefit of the doubt, and maybe try to talk to her, because you're an amazing, open group of women, right? So why not just go and say, Mom, you know, can we talk?
Yeah, I did, and in that I really learned that it was like the way that I am. It was just a cycle, because it's how my mother is, it's how my grandmother is, it's how my great grandmother is. Like, they dealt with a lot of things and they were quiet about a lot of things. So it was just like, I see that, and I saw that growing up, and ultimately that's how I became, even though I didn't want to. And I said I'm never going to be like my mother, I'm never going to do this. I still was that, because that's what I grew up on, that's what I saw, that's what was around me. So it was almost, I don't really know what to call it, but it just kind of happened, you know? So now I'm like, I look at love and sex in a different way. I started being around a whole bunch of different older women, nobody really my age, and I would just got a lot of insight and wisdom from them. And I just feel like we need to be at we have to have some type of mental connection somewhere in here in order for me to like do this with you. Now, that's where I am now in my life. Like, I feel like I can't enjoy sex with you if I can't build with you, if we can't, you know, work on something. Like, why are we doing this then? What is the point? It doesn't have any substance. We're just doing it, and now I got all these emotions and I'm feeling some type of way, and I don't even like you. You know? Like, why? What is the point of putting myself through all of that? So I'm trying to figure love out, and the only way that I can figure it out is loving myself, because I've tried to find it in so many men that I haven't really given myself the attention that I needed, you know. So I don't like being alone. I'm in and out of relationships. So now I'm single. I'm like, I don't care how nice you are. I don't care what you do for me, what you buy for me, and none of that means anything to me. What means something to me is that you care, that I want to get myself together, and I want to work on me. Now, if you want to be my friend and go through that with me, and until I'm ready, hey, I'm for it. But if not, you got to stay away. You got to stay away from me right now, because I can't be good for anybody if I'm not good for myself. So that's me.
Yo, thank you for
sharing
that.
Yes, that was so much love. Wow.
After I talked to the 18 to 25-year-old age group, I thought it was necessary to talk to a group of women older than that, because a lot of our age group, I'm 21, our age group 18 to 25, we are still in the thick of trying to fall in love and trying to figure out who we want to be and who we want to be with. So I wanted to talk to an older age group who was a little more seasoned. I just wanted to ask them about love and where they were with it, and they're a little older. Do they still believe that love is what we believe love is?
It does. Mm-hmm. All my experiences I've learned a lot from. You know, I think I'm more at 53, more ready to settle. You know what I mean? Stuff that I missed out on probably my 20s, 30s, the whole marriage, and now I can handle stuff better. You know, I just know some more. I'm wise. Very wise now, you know, so.
So you're still a commitment folk, but you would marry now?
I would be in a committed relationship.
I
don't know about the marriage thing. I don't know about the marriage thing.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. You know, maybe. It all depends if, you know, but I would be in a committed relationship.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I've been celibate 4 years. Just, you know, you got to take like that selfish thing. This has been my selfish time.
Good.
And I'm happy with myself, you know, with a lot, you know, I've been through some things.
So what would the man have to look like or act like in order?
Just independent, humorous, and caring. He would have to be caring. So, I mean, I think even occupation would matter to me. Okay. But he would just have to be caring. Somebody who who's a homebody. He would have to be a good father. Just those kind of things. So, and like my age. About my age, but just happy.
Oh, okay. I think either one of us would be looking for different things, because I'll tell you, the dude that I would be, I'm not really looking for marriage, not necessarily. If it happens, it happens, but not necessarily in this stage in my life. I would be looking for a dude that has his own money. He has to be kind. He has to be considerate. He has to love to travel. And he must be God-fearing, of course, and open to experiences, I would say. So, healthy, because when you get to my age, I'm not trying to deal with walkers and wheelchairs and all that stuff. He has to be healthy and have a healthy attitude about life.
Good.
So, if he could hit somewhere in that range, and he's not looking like the hunchback back of Notre Dame, we can do that.
We can talk now.
We can talk.
Into negotiations.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm going along because I think you piggybacked off Dodie, right, with what you just said.
Right.
For me, I'm going to add one thing to it. He has to be honest.
Very
nice.
Okay. The main thing.
We done been through so many liars.
And
man.
loyal.
Yes.
For
Loyal.
real.
Loyal.
Yes.
Loyal.
Mm-hmm.
Loyal. So anybody else piggyback on all those?
Patience.
Yeah. I've been in a committed relationship for 20 years. And the funny thing is his sisters love me. My family loves him. And every time that subject comes up, well, you guys been together a long time. When are you going to get married?
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
It
We don't fix what's not broken. For what?
Yeah, it works for you.
My aunt
Absolutely.
says, why buy the cow and
That's
get the
what
milk
I say.
for free?
Pretty much.
Yeah. But see, that works very well as long as one person doesn't get married. But with younger people, sometimes the young lady wants to get married and the guy doesn't want to get married. And I tell young ladies all the time, if you don't do that.
Yeah.
That's the young lady talking right there. You don't stay with somebody. I'm engaged. That's my fiance. When do you get married? We don't have a date. Okay, you have a ring. No. What he did was take you off the market with no promise. And when he gets ready to walk, we can engage. Done.
I don't know. I have an unusual. I think it depends on where you are.
Yeah.
You put 100% all in right away.
True. Very good.
You know, so I think that plays a lot in where you've already been.
Yeah.
So Tip, as your young self, so have you been in a relationship?
Yes, I have.
And so was it a positive relationship?
Yes and no.
Okay. So may I ask, did you take anything? Are you still in the relationship?
No.
Okay, so what did you take away from the relationship?
What you said, learning what you want, what's more important, and what you're gonna take and what you're not gonna take. Yeah. And then you see what's out there.
Slim pickings.
Yeah. So it's just like, I don't know. Okay. But my friends always told me I'm the one that always has somebody trying to talk to them. Like, you always have somebody in your face, or you always have friends. It's not personality, I think. I'm not intentionally like, oh, I want, Right. But it's my generation. It is hard out here. Not really, because I do know a lot of people that have gotten married, having kids and stuff, but they're older. A lot of my generation, they're waiting until like 30, 35, which is good.
It's a good time.
Instead of people just, because our generation, some of the females are not as mature, but the females are usually more mature than the males. So it's that balance there. It's like, come on, man, this isn't gonna work. Yeah. But I know what I want, and I'm being selfish.
Good for you.
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
My mom, she had me when she was 14, and it was the first time like she had sex. She just happened to get pregnant. By the time she was 19, she had my little brother, and I don't know how old she was when she had my second brother, but I know for her, like, we've never spoke about this at all, but like just from watching her, like how she is when she talks to me, like the things she talked to me about, she'll always, like now as I'm older, she'll always be like, you have to take care of yourself first, focus on your education, all that stuff. So I know just from the conversations we had, she never got to really witness like
that real love. I don't even know if now she gets to witness it as like a grown woman. I honestly don't know, but that's like with my mom, and then with my dad, he's just always been a player. Like he's always did women dirty. Like when he got my mom pregnant, he had three other women pregnant at the same time. They just all happened to like get abortions and stuff. And he's been that same way. He actually just got married for the second time, and I'm like, well, hopefully, this time is a little bit different. Hopefully this time lasts. So I never really got to saw that real love from my dad's side neither. And even growing up, he was never like opening and inviting like for us to have that type of relationship. So when it comes to like boys, it's just, for me, it's like, all right, well, I already see how my dad treat women, so you're not gonna do that to me. Like, I already peeped game before you even try to do it.
Right.
But then when it comes to that, I'll like separate myself, and then I realized I started getting to the point where it's like, all right, well, either I gotta get played or I gotta do the playing. So I came to the point where it's like, all right, I'm not taking any of you guys serious. I'm just doing me, having a whole bunch of like different guys for like whatever. And that's how like this summer is really just about exploring me and like doing things for me, because it's like if I could have that type of passion and like that type of love for someone else, like I need to give that to myself first. So this is really just like my pause break from all guys. I say it all the time too, like don't DM me. I don't want none of y'all, like don't do it. They still do. And I even had this I had this one guy, I chilled with this guy one time, like we didn't even do nothing. We sat on his roof and we smoked, and then after that he would really hit me up like, so when am I gonna see you again? And I just wouldn't reply, like, cause I don't want to see you again. Like if I do, I'll hit you up. And he was just like, oh, why are you doing this? You're selfish, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I told you, I'm just trying to focus on myself. Like don't make me feel bad because I don't really want to get involved with anyone right now. And when you said that about like if you can't understand that I need to grow, like that really hit me, because that was like a perfect summation of pretty much just what I'm going through right now. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
I'm a person who always says like, I love you, or I say it a lot, right? Like I don't know, maybe it's just the way I was brought up or just how I am. Like I say it a lot. So most of the time I'm always the one that says it first. I'm always saying, if anything, like you could bring me a cup, I'm like, oh my God, I love you, thank you. Like it's just one of the words that I say all the time. And I think that I realized that I loved, or I was in love with someone when it was just literally all I was talking about was him. All I was thinking about was him. I was thinking of him more than I was thinking of myself. So I agree with you. I think that's how I knew that I was in love at first. But then I think when you take a step back and you see that it's not always me putting myself on the back burner for you. It's when anyone does it for you as well. Does more for you than you do for them, or will meet you halfway, or can compromise, or just little small acts of kindness from a guy would show me that now that's what I know what love is.
What? No, you don't know that.
That's
thing.
so fake.
It's a fact, because if a father was talking, it would be fiction. That's definitely fake.
Okay, hold on.
That only happens to you.
Move back.
Wait.
Throughout the conversation, we were talking about a lot of different things, and they began to touch on their childhoods. Like it didn't just start in middle school. It started elementary school. It started seeing their parents, and I felt like I skipped a group, so I decided to do a younger group, and I learned a lot of different things. I just wanted to know, are our kids seeing it on TV? Do they believe in the same fairy tales that we once believed in? Because a lot of the women echoed my same sentiments about wanting to fall in love and wanting a partner who was going to believe in them and make them feel special. And I wanted to know if younger girls wanted that too, or has the world changed so much that they don't feel like that's possible? How do you know that your mommy and daddy love each other? You don't know?
Ask hope.
Yes,
Layla. So again, take over.
Okay, Layla.
Let her talk. Don't clap while she talks.
My mom and dad laugh at each other's jokes sometimes, and
they make fun of each other.
They make fun of each other?
They make fun of each other. A lot.
A lot.
Do any of you guys like boys yet?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
My brother.
Ugly.
Your brother?
Ugly. Oh, I do love my brother.
You love your brother?
And he's thin. He about to be 11.
When do you think your mommy and daddy started to like each other? Do you think you're ever gonna start to like boys ever?
No.
Nope.
No way. Nope. Hate them. Hate them. Ugly.
Why you gonna say single?
Who wanna hit a brother is them guy brother? Gross.
I don't know.
That's not. You shouldn't kiss your.
Forever?
Yep.
I did not kiss
Okay,
my
why
brother.
you gonna stay single?
So what about that?
Okay, so 1 second. Let Layla talk because she's talking
Who
now.
is she talking to?
Okay.
I just want to stay single.
I know. So, but there's no reason you don't ever want to have children and get married.
I do want to have children, but boys are ugly.
Boys are ugly, but you do want to have children. But you, unfortunately, you're gonna have to get married if you want to have children.
Why? Cause how you gonna get children?
But do you think you're too young right now? If you decided to like boys, you think you're too young?
Too young.
Why do you think you're too young?
Cause we think you're too small. Too small, like tiny, like this tiny. Not that tiny. Come on.
So the stories you read, you don't believe that they can happen?
Nope.
No?
Well, some of them, like the princess and the frog.
That can happen?
Yeah, because the princess could really kiss a frog.
And remember, they lived happily ever after.
No, they didn't. Oh, because that was fiction. The movie was fiction. It was fake.
It was?
Yes. Yes. It's a princess. It's fake. Princes are not real and kings are not real.
They are.
Okay, so let me ask one different question, right? So do you think that your mommy, because both your mommies and daddies have been married or are still married now, right? So do you think that they live happily ever after because they're married?
No.
Why not?
Cause I just don't like that. Life. It's not good. Just life is not good. It's not good because you don't know if you get a job, if you get money, if you get a house. Got married for yesterday.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
then you
so
still want to
the
get
fairy
married
tales
again?
are fake only because one, a lot of parents argue and they don't always agree on everything for many different reasons. That's mainly why I think it's fake.
So that's why you think happily ever after is fake?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
present.
And so is that why you don't want to ever get married? You want to stay single?
No, that's not why.
Well, do you mind sharing?
She doesn't like boys. I think she likes girls. Girls to get married only two girls to get married.
If that's how she felt, Munira, it's nothing wrong with that.
Wait,
no, I'm straight.
But a princess with a frog, that's not a story.
I'm sorry, we all have to laugh. So Layla, you know what?
Wait, you are straight. You said you straight. We believe
You're so funny.
We know this is her.
And so with that though, Layla, but why do you want to stay single though?
Sit down, guys. Come on, sit down.
Cause it's just trust issues, you know. You can't always trust everybody.
Just can't.
Can't argue that point.
I can't argue with you.
No, not at all.
Just like imagine if you guys argue. What would you do?
So I want to come back to Layla and her trust issues. So you're right. You can't trust everybody, but you don't think you'll ever meet somebody that you could trust enough
Stop touching me.
to maybe want to get married?
There's a couple percent. It's like a 50% chance, but I doubt it.
Okay.
But just
Who's your favorite? Like you have a favorite singer or a favorite actor?
Beyonce. No.
Beyonce.
Definitely that. Beyonce. Go with it.
Okay. And
Beyonce.
you have a favorite?
Like singer, actress.
Any whatever you want. You can
Love
make a
to be
singer or an
singers.
actor. Somebody famous.
Michael Jackson.
Oprah Winfrey.
He probably
Oprah
told herself
Winfrey?
to be Michael Jackson.
Okay. So you know
off the
Oprah
wall.
has Stedman, and Beyonce has Jay-Z. So they all got married. So you don't think that these are the people that you like? You don't think that you can be like that one day?
Michael Jackson didn't get married. Somebody, but not
Michael
everybody.
Jackson did get married.
Well, but he put bleach on himself to make him white.
Okay. Well, but okay. So, yeah. Well, we don't know if he poured bleach on himself per se, but anyway, he did get married one time. Sit back up.
Sit up, y'all.
Ew, that's disgusting.
I've always taken an interest in Layla just because she reminds me so much of myself as a little girl. I realized that I made a critical error. I underestimated my little cousin Layla's maturity. She was 13 at the time, and I don't know why I didn't think about how mature I was at 13, and I lumped her in with a 7-year-old and 5-year-olds, and she was just light years ahead of them, even though I didn't think the age difference was so drastic, because she was saying some things that were really alarming to me, especially, you know, that she wanted to be single forever and things like that, and she didn't trust anybody. So I really wanted to get to the root of that, and I wanted to understand where she was coming from, or if she just was saying that day, you know, for shock value.
So they're like, your parents are affectionate with one another. You don't think that that's possible for you?
I never said it's not possible. I just don't want it.
So why don't you want it? I know you said that it doesn't work out, but your parents are working out. They've been together since I was a little girl.
Yeah. Just don't want it.
It's interesting to me. Because we talked to a group of women who are a bit older than you. Well, a lot older than you, like 18 plus. And a lot of them were saying the same things that you're saying right now about, you know, losing hope in love. But, you know, most of them were still hopeful that it's possible for them. And you said that you know it's possible for you, but you don't want it. And a lot of them want it, like, desperately. They want to fall in love, and they want someone who's going to be head over heels for them.
That's the problem. You know, you never know if somebody's really telling the truth about it, though. You can't trust a lot of people these days. They be lying.
I know you said that last time. Why do you say that? Like the shows that you watch?
No, I just see it like, technically, my school's young, but I see it in my school. People are liars. This one friend was telling me that he was friends with this other person only for money. I ain't gonna trust somebody like that. I don't trust you. I don't need a partner. I got friendship and family. I'm gonna have friendship.
So do you want to have children and stuff one day?
Probably not.
Probably not.
You see how many little kids I got in my family?
Yeah,
That's enough.
They're not gonna be little kids forever. They're gonna be grown-ups.
Well, I will never probably have a child. Knows about the feast. My nieces and nephews will have children. I'll be good.
So you want to be like the papa and auntie who like takes trips and you come into town with gifts for everybody? I used to think that's what I wanted. Sometimes I think I still want that. I think I want to be single and just like living a life with a dog. Like me and my dog would travel.
But you're not single.
Yeah, I know. I'm in a relationship. But that relationship every day is work. Sometimes I'm just like, damn, this is hard, you know, communicating with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And like being in love with somebody and they don't do what you want them to do. Like I can't control my boyfriend. And sometimes that's how I feel. Like if I can't control you, then I don't want to be with you.
You can't control? You don't... What? Okay.
I know. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. But that's just how we feel. And you definitely have so much time to change your mind. And you're able to change your mind. I feel like a lot of times we, you know, make young girls out to be mothers so early on in life. We prepare them to take care of people rather than taking care of themselves.
You gotta take care of yourself before you can take care of other people. You gotta find yourself before you can start like expanding your family.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know who I am yet.
I don't know who I am either. It changes every day. But if I only save $200 a month for the next 5 months, I'm only saving $1,000.
But since I'll already be out there, all you need is a plane ticket.
No, I can't. This is my fear. I was telling Dante. Because I keep saying mean things to him about like I'm gonna go out there and not live with him and stuff. But it's only because it's very scary for me, for him to have to be the person I depend on. Like if he comes in the house and I'm unconscious, he's responsible for calling 911. Like I call you before I would call 911.
No, but I would want you to call 911 first. I keep telling you that.
No, but I'm
Then
saying
call me.
like if like you know if I'm
It's a level of trust.
If I'm having like anxiety attack, like a panic attack, like he's the only person. Like if I can't get to the phone. And like call you.
Then I think I'm sure.
But I've never had to like depend on anybody like that before.
He will come through for you.
Strong, strong, strong black woman, mama. You was there for me.
I didn't know how to communicate at all. Like I didn't know how to talk about my feelings. Like growing up, I literally just used to like be passive aggressive. So
I can see that.
I never wanted like, to be mad at me to the point where he wouldn't talk to me. So like we would hang out, I would be around him and I'd just give him attitude so that we could still spend time together and he could know that he did something wrong. Because I didn't never want to like
just telling him.
Yeah, I didn't ever want to not be around him. And he was the kind of person that like if you would tell him something he did wrong, he'd be like, all right, well maybe we should break up then. And I became that in my second relationship.
Wow, that's scary because I can hear that. I can hear those words coming out of your mouth. That not even to just there's been moments where you said to me like, I feel like if it's all of this, then why are you even with me? We should just break up.
Yeah, like if I'm like, damn, you never happy. Like he used to do that. Like if I be like, I can't believe you was talking to that girl. He'd be like, damn, I can't even talk to nobody. Like, all right, well, since you always upset about everything I do, maybe we shouldn't be together. Knowing that I was just gonna be like, it's not that. It's just, like downplaying it. So I just wouldn't say anything. And then like, I was like made to look so stupid all the time. I think that's why I don't have like no real friends now. I have like Avon and Byron, but they're like, my true friends who support me and everything like that. But like I don't have any like friends from high school because I always feel like they know too much about me.
But I also think, Dante, one of the things too, unfortunately, is my background. Like even with her father, I thought I could depend on him, and he showed me over and over again that I couldn't. And so I then had to make sure that I could take care of everything on my own because I had no choice. So I think watching somebody struggle like that, you don't want to depend on anybody else. You don't want to hear like if someone tells you, okay, I'm going to give you some money next week, and then they don't show. What do you do?
But honestly, I do feel like I'm getting to a point in my own development, and like instead of getting jealous and like worrying about somebody cheating on me or like not wanting to be with me, I feel like I am building myself up to be who I want to be so that if I have to be alone or like, if I have to find somebody else, I'll be able to do that.
And it does start from a place of insecurity because I'll never forget, like when I wanted to divorce your father and he would say things like, you'll never find anybody else. You'll never get this. Nobody, who doesn't want you with 3 children? Say things like they're hateful to try to make me stay where I was. That it made me stronger.
So you feel like it doesn't get any better.
Right. It made me stronger, which made me then say, again, if I'm with somebody now and I know I'm giving 100% and you decide you want to cheat, stray, lie, whatever, that's your loss now.
Yeah.
Because I know that I'm a good partner. Because I know that every relationship takes work and every relationship takes communication. That same communication that you're talking about, that now the way you and Dante are, where y'all express yourselves and you're constantly communicating.
I try. Like this morning was like a perfect example. Like I'm one of those people who like at first I'll just be mean. Like I'll just say mean things. And then like now I'm getting to a point where I have to address it instead of letting it go. Because like in my mind I'll be like forming exactly what I want to say. It'll take me a couple minutes to like say it so that it's not mean and it's not nasty.
Like, I'll like literally plan out exactly what I'm gonna say. And even when I start saying it, I'll start saying stuff like, I don't know. But I know exactly what I'm trying to say. You know, but like, I don't know. Like, I'm getting emotional now because like, I don't be wanting to, I don't know, look too
vulnerable.
Yeah, like too dependent on like somebody else.
But being vulnerable is always an unsafe space, you know, because no matter what, you have to take the leap to be vulnerable. Because no matter what he does, and I'm just use Dante just because, you know, we're talking about your relationship. No matter what a person does, you have to understand that your vulnerability is still a choice, but it's also something that's necessary in order to build trust. You can't build trust with anyone if you're not at least willing to give them a shot. You know, you can't walk into it just assuming everything bad. You have to walk into every situation with good intentions. And even if you're disappointed, you still can't lose those good intentions. So that same part where you just said how you're working on it now, like not using anger or something nasty to be your first response, because anger is a safe space for everybody in society. We've learned that it's okay to be mad. You can yell and scream at somebody, but the minute you cry or you say, like, that really hurt my feelings, that looks
like
weak.
Weakness.
It looks weak, and it's not weak.
But then, like,
that's strength.
people do, like, try to, you know, attack.
What's harder for me is thinking about the idea that, like, if I've never given you any reason to believe that I would use that weakness against you, or I would use that vulnerability against you to attack you, what was so traumatic that makes you fear that so much, and how can you work past it, you know?
Dante, you're also an outlier. I had another friend who used to tell me all the time, be careful of the representative. Because the representative is who you want to be, who you want other people to see you as. That's not necessarily who you are. Yeah. And so we have been told in this society, and most of the time been proven right, that men and women can't be friends. They started out with sex, and then it just didn't work out, and they still wanted to have some type of relationship. That's usually how male and female relationships go. I have one male friend, honestly speaking. I have two male friends, that I've never done anything at all, would not held their hands, no nothing. Mm-hmm. But as they became older, and as we all became older, I was still there for them, but now they have families, and men will then separate themselves off of that. You know what I mean? I didn't have, like, all I had was my kids. I didn't have a husband and all that kind of stuff all the time. So I could be available. But they were never available for me in that same capacity. And that's what I think about male-female relationships. So then when you look at me and you say, like, how your first love is out in California and you'll be out there and she's there, why wouldn't they think it's a possibility that you could rekindle? Or, you know what I mean? Like, being in a space like that. I would hope that the
security in her knowing how I think about her is enough to know that, like, I'm not allowing space for anybody else to come and take my attention in that type of way. And I also understand the realistic side of it, which is like, well, sometimes you don't plan for it. It just happens.
Right, it just happens.
But my thing is, like, I guess in getting my heart broken in the past, right, what I've learned is you can't keep anybody who doesn't want to be kept.
True.
Right? This is something that I've even heard you say often, but I wonder if you believe it. Which is like, if realistically, no matter how highly you think of me or whatever the case may be, I know you talk about vulnerability, but like, if I was going to be a terrible person to you, or if I was going to cheat on you, or if I was going to leave you for somebody else, like, shouldn't that be my loss? Why fear it? And with all respect coming from my soul, I hear you give that same inspiration to other young women sometimes, but I don't know if you believe it for yourself.
Because a lot of times they were shitty dudes.
Yeah.
I'm not.
But if I did the same things that a shitty dude would do, wouldn't that in turn make me a shitty dude as well?
Right, but you're a shitty dude from that moment on.
Yeah, but you're
not
knowing,
already
like,
a shitty dude.
When you're in a relationship with a dude, like, if he started the relationship already wilding, some women will still put up with that because they desperately want to be with a man. Some women be single and they be miserable being single. All they want is to be with somebody. So they'll meet somebody. If he handsome, he don't beat you. Some women will be like, all right, that's enough.
And that's not the life that I live. And sometimes from the outside looking in, like, people could see our relationship and be like, oh, why are they together? And why this and why that? But, like, this is something that I understand so deeply. So to lose you could be something that really, like, I wouldn't, just be like, oh, whatever, Like, that's just, I wouldn't do that.
I guess I wonder in other ways sometimes how much that relates to a level of like self-love. And I think that's why it's so important. I think
that's the journey that I'm on, and like I really commit to it. Like, I'm not the kind of person who like just be on Instagram like, oh, take a bath today, do a facial, self-care. Like no. I'm equipping myself with like real things to love.
Yeah. Can you just put a little oil or something? Like, this is always my tender spot here and here. This is the tenderest spots on my head, and no matter what I do, they're always a little sore. Thank you.
I think what's crazy is that like I have never in my life had a relationship with my father. But because my father has always been so like physically around, like you and then you see like it's so weird. Like you see like fathers on TV, or you see like people in your life who like personally have a father. Like when I was younger, my mom started dating Mr. Lance, and he had 2 daughters that he would like be around them all the time, and they would like always be with us, and they became like a part of our family. And I didn't want him to be my dad. Like I wanted a real dad.
You wanted your own father to be a real dad.
Yeah, so like it was hard. Like even when my father had like stayed with us briefly when we moved away, he would still be like locked in the room. Like he would have the door closed and like be in the room. And his room was like right across from me and his room. But he didn't ever try to
come in,
get us to like come hang out with him or anything like that. So to me, what was always so like damaging about that is that like it just seemed like he didn't want to be a dad. And now that I'm older, I see that like he didn't know how, and sometimes it's like I make excuses for him. But now that I'm on this journey and I see how like people's own trauma and like baggage can like completely inform their lives for the rest of their lives.
But it's also a choice, okay? It's a choice to address it. It's not your father. This is how I feel about it, right? I don't think that he knows how to be a father. I don't think that he knows how to be a husband. That's an opinion now that I'm way past it, and I've been divorced from him since 2008. I can say that. I can say he didn't know how to do either one. But I also have to say, through all of the hardships, through the physical abuse, the emotional abuse, the financial abuse that I've dealt with, and the psychological abuse with your father, his parents living downstairs from us never took him to task. All they do is ignore his children.
And it's like I can see it in my mind to this day. I remember the day he came in the house and he was mad about something. So he flipped our table. Like the kids' table. We had this like small white table.
I had a picnic table for y'all.
And I remember him flipping it. And I remember you punching him in the face. And this is like the first time I ever seen like any like physical violence. I remember, and I just knew that like you had to do it. Like even as a kid, like I knew that like the way he had like his anger, like the way he came in the house, it was like a whirlwind. Like everybody could feel it. And I had to be no more than like 8 years old. And I remember Nan and Pop.
No, your grandfather didn't come upstairs.
Yeah, I remember Nan came upstairs and she was like in your face, like getting in your face, like you put your hands on my son, you put your hands on him. And so they sent us downstairs, and Papa stayed in the living room watching Jeopardy.
Never moved.
He turned the TV up so that he couldn't hear y'all yelling. And
I
I'll never forget that. I will never forget that as long as I live. And I was 8 years old. I'm about to be 22 years old. And I will never forget it.
So it's almost like literally from the time you were a child all the way through up your own first dating experiences.
Every man I knew was terrible. I didn't like my brother when I was a kid because he had anger problems, of course, because of everything that he had seen and what we had experienced. But like every man I knew to beware. Like I knew that like never get too comfortable around them. Like I just knew too much bad stuff about men. Like my grandfather was trash, my father was trash, you know? So like being around anybody, it was just like, okay, so when is this gonna get bad? Because it always does.
I got trust no one tatted on me when I was 19. Like, I learned that from, like, young. I can't do it. Why? For what? Y'all just gonna play games anyway. It don't make sense. Like, it just, I figured I could never get what my parents had. I don't know how they got it and how they stayed together for so long and what they're doing still to this day. But I don't know if that exists. So I'll be just trying to create my own source of happiness and whatever love that I want to find. That's why I'm so open with my feelings. I feel like as long as I'm open, you really can't do anything to hurt me. You can't say anything that is unaware. You can't pull any cards. You feel me? So in every sense, love. You feel me? Love, and just give it. And if you don't give it back and be like, all right, cool, I'm about to take my hug over here. You feel me? Somebody else gonna want that kiss on the forehead over here. You feel me?
I want to know about like everybody's ideal romantic relationship. Like if you could get exactly what you wanted from your partner, what does that look like? What does it feel like? Sound like? Smell like?
I just want to be wealthy. I don't want to be rich. I want to be wealthy. I want to have something that I can say this belongs to me forever. I want somebody that I can do that with, somebody's mind that is there. You feel me? Already. I'm only 25. I don't know. Y'all know 25-year-olds that talk like that? Please hook me up, okay? You feel me? Because when I tell you a lot, there are a lot of older that I go to because I think like that. So my perfect would be somebody in my age range. You feel me? Only like a 5-year difference. That's what I want. You feel me? I don't want 10. I might have to do it though. Shoot, I might have to do 20. They there. You feel me? I would want somebody in 5. You know, in the 25 to 30 right now. You know, ready to build right now. Like, not, oh, I gotta help you figure it out. We can figure it out together. Yeah. You feel me? Yeah. But that's, you know, what I want as a relationship.
I would say growth. Kind of almost what you're saying. Like, well, someone who's willing and able to go move with me. Right. Not just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get my shit together, you gonna get your shit together, and then we gonna meet up later, and then maybe we both can mesh. No, that might not work. You know, I want someone who wants to work with me to the promised land, if you will. Like someone who we could do it together. Someone who's willing to compromise, show love their family, love me, love, you know, just someone who's willing to love. Because a lot of the guys now, a lot of niggas, they don't know how to love and they don't want to show it. So it's like, I'll show you behind closed doors how I feel about you. But when my friends come around or when my family come around, you gotta take the back seat and just know that I care about you, but I'm gonna tell you later. Like, no, we need to, if this is what it is, then let that be that, you know, in front of whoever. It don't matter if Michelle, Obama, Trump, whoever walk in the room, show love. Like, that's what you want. That's my ideal.
Yeah. I'm also just want like peace and understanding. Like I feel like no matter what situation we in, I need for you to understand me and for us to have an understanding so we can make whatever work. You know? So and I just want to, I guess, to be loved. Like don't hurt me, don't hurt yourself, don't hurt nature. Let's just live and be real with each other. Like I don't want no fairy tales. I don't want nobody else's perception of love. I want you to just accept me and have the understanding. Let's just be. Yeah. Whatever it is going to happen, it's going to happen. I can't stop it. I can't make it come quicker. So just be here with me. Understand me. I'm who I am. You are who you are. And if we could deal with each other, if our energies is there, then we all right. We're gonna be good. Like I don't really want to think too hard or anything. I just want it to just happen. Like you do what you love, I do what I love. I'm not gonna put no pressure on it. I'm not gonna put no pressure on you. We just gonna be. It is what it will be.
So from what I see from like my brother and his wife got married last summer. What I see from them is just like a connectedness where like it sounds corny, but like you finish each other's sentences, like you know what you're thinking, like you know his aunt is da 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 da, so you're making her a cake or something. Like I want to be so close that your mom treats me like her daughter. Like we're going to get our nails done, we're going, you know, to get our hair done, like all types of like little stuff like that. Like so I feel so included to have another family. Like like you calling and telling me about Aunt Shirley, but Aunt Shirley called me last night to tell me what happened. Like I'm already here with it. Like that's how I feel it is. That's how I want to be with my friends and how I want to be with someone else. And I've come to notice like that can be very dangerous if it's not a right relationship, because you so connected to somebody that say they leave you and you just left like empty. Like but I don't want to look at it like that, because you don't want to make something you want to be so beautiful and so positive to be negative already. I'm just gonna be optimistic about it. Like if it don't happen now, it happened. Like I'm just turning 20. Like I'm probably the youngest person in this room. Like I'm just turning 20. Like I'll be fine. Like it'll happen. Like and if it don't, like I just have like I know I'll be fine. Like even if it don't.
What I think what I want my love to be is unconditional acceptance. What else? Just understanding and just compassion. Like love me because you want to love me, not because you want me to feel love. It's because you really want to do it. Like have you ever laid on the beach and like the sun is on you, but you get that breeze from the ocean? That's how I want my relationship to feel. And I know it might not always be that way, but as long as we can get back to that feeling is all that matters. Like I've learned love in so many different ways, from seeing it from my mom and my dad literally fist fight, and you know, God rest his soul, because he passed 2 years ago. You know, I see my mom take care of a lot of men, and it kind of confused me as like, is love taking care of someone, or is that really what love is? Like I see my mom take care of men, just take care of them, do things for them because she loves them, but I've never seen her reciprocate it. I feel like she was more so just taking on an additional kid at this point.
Yeah.
And what I want my relationship to be is we take care of each other, not physically or financially, but emotionally, mentally. I want you to be there for where I lack, and vice versa. I want us to be able to grow together while still learning about this world, because there's so many parts of this world that we don't know. And I want us to uncover that together. But I feel that the problem is that people are so used to, like, we live in a very technology era, quick, fast results. That is not for them these days. So the people that I come encounter with, like, I don't take them serious, because I know that they're looking for that quick, fast results, and that kind of love that I need and that I want and aspire to have is going to take the time. So until then, I'm loving myself, and it took me so long to get where I am, and to be around my family, and it took me a long time to be with my family like that, because I just estranged myself from them. So the fact that I have my family and my friends who are my family, and like just loving what I do, I'm content with being alone, because I'm afraid of settling for less.
Yes.
So that's where I'm at.
I feel like ideally, I don't know, I keep trying to like think of the question and answer it in my head, but as far as the type of ideal love that I want, I just want to be able to, you know, like you've all been saying, like I want to be able to grow with you, and that's always my thing. So that's why when, you know, this guy, he hit me with the, you know, this is good, but I wish I could just save this for later, like put it later. I feel like that's the problem a lot of guys have now. They're always thinking in the back of their head, later, like later, I'll get to that later. And it's just like, people don't get to that point by it just happening, you know? Like you have to really go through things and progress with people, grow with people. And I don't know, but ideally, I just want to be able to grow with a person, and really, like, when we get to that point, it's like we're here, like, you know me like the back of my hand, like we don't even have to like speak to really communicate and know like where we're at. But so ideally, that is what I want.
I like to piggyback off when you were saying males like to wait till later. I tell them, you're not gonna put this pussy on layaway. Everybody will know that it's in the store with prices on it. They will figure out whether they want to purchase it. They will touch the cloth. They will see. You will not have it in the back and put $2 on it every couple days, 30 days, 60 days, want to put a couple dollars on. Whatever. No, bruh, it's going to be in the store. Readily available on what? It might be on the mannequin in the front window. It is not about to be in the back waiting for you to pay all. What? This is not Renaissance. We will not do that, young man.